Purchasing power parity theory is based on the idea that the same basket of consumption goods should have the same price across different countries after we convert this price into a common currency. There's several problems with testing this hypothesis using real data, starting from the fact that when we think about baskets of goods, these need data on these baskets of goods and their prices need to be collected by statistical agencies in different countries, and many times these baskets of goods are not homogeneous across countries. You can imagine that the basket of goods that is considered, say, in the United States might have a lot of high technology goods, for example. But if you think about another country at a different stage of economic development, think about a country in Africa, for example, then there will be way less goods with technological content and way more, say, agricultural goods. So it's hard to compare consumer price indexes, which is the typical measure that national statistical agencies collect across countries for these reasons. The second reason why this is testing PPP theory is hard is that CPI indexes are not an absolute price level. Imagine, for example, the average price level in the economy in 2014 was $55, but rather the CPI indexes are measured as percentages. Why? Because we take the absolute price level in a given year and we make the consumer price index relative to that price level. So the CPI indexes are usually expressed as a percentage of that base year, which in these slides is denoted by T0, price level. So then, then we were going to have, that's a different number that what the PPP theory is actually employing. So it's hard to make comparisons and test if we're not using the correct measure of price level. In the next slides, we will exactly show how we can use CPI indexes in order to test PPP theory. However, we will see that this comes at a cost. We will have to assume that in a certain base year, T0, the PPP theory hypothesis is holding. Once we assume that, once we make the assumption that in a specific time period, PPP theory was holding, and so the exchange rate in the market was coinciding with the exchange rate implied by purchasing power parity theory, then we can actually use CPI indexes to test the theory. However, again, this comes with the costly big assumption that at some point in time, PPP theory was actually holding.